Hey everybody, good morning. Peter here from Shootopia. Grab a coffee. I've got my Merrill mug here. It's nice and warm because the store's been turned off for the last month and it's cool in here. In fact, some of these lights I don't even think have been on in the last month. But what I wanted to do today was to bring you inside Mount Forest, our Mount Forest location. A lot of you have been watching these videos, and I've been doing a lot of the videos from our Fergus location. And if you get our emails, I mentioned this morning, the reason I do most of our videos from Fergus is somewhat selfish, I must admit. I live in Elora, so it's closer for me just to go into that store and do it. But I wanted to come up here and go through our Mount Forest store today because some of our customers have only ever been to the Fergus location and they may see the videos that we're doing there and it's like, oh yeah, but I can honestly say that I'm very proud of this store too. We've been here 5 years now. We just signed our 5-year renewal in the last month, and this has been a really good store for us. Just so happy to be part of the Mount Forest community with Shootopia. The community here has really supported us. We've met some wonderful people and had some great conversations and all that good stuff within these walls. And I was just saying this morning on my email for those that got it, I think these walls are probably lonely right now because over the last 5 years, they've been filled with goodness, and we're really appreciative of that from all of our Mount Forest friends. So today, I wanted to bring you into the Mount Forest store. We're going to talk some products and stuff too, but what I'm going to do after I have another sip of coffee, and I hope you're enjoying yours, is I'm going to pop this off the stand and we'll walk around the store. For those of you who haven't been to this store, I'll introduce you to the store. I love this store. It's laid out differently than Fergus. It's kind of long, but I like the lighting. I think it's kind of a cool vibe in here, and I'll always have lots of nice stuff in here too. So a couple of things, I always like to start our conversations with a moment of gratitude. And you know what? I'm very grateful for all of you that have supported Shootopia over the last 4.5 weeks since we've closed. The only way to buy from us right now is on our web store at shootopia.ca. And right now, almost everything on the web store is at 25% off. All you need to do at checkout is type in the word or the code COVID-25. It's on our homepage. You'll see it there. But I wanted to just call out a couple of people that have made purchases recently and say thanks. Russell, going to bring your on to you this afternoon. Judy, listen, Judy works with us and she can't even make purchases. So she's going to come in and grab some stuff later today, but she had to go on the web store too because we just can't allow anybody in the store these days. So Tanya, Sharon, Rachel, Sarah, Christine, my buddy Q from out in Vancouver, we sent him a couple pair of ons. Michelle, Helen, Anne, Abigail, Kelly, Susan, Trevor, Randy, Scott, Pat. Pat, I'm going to bring you out your shoes this afternoon to Bellwood, and I've got a couple more trucking down into Guelph too. So going to try and get around to all the ones that I can today. And if there's anything that you need and want, just hop on the web store. If you don't do the web store, just email me at peter@shootopia.ca or call me at the store, 519-787-1834, and I'll be able to work with you to get you what you need. So it's a time that we're all just kind of going through and trying to navigate all this stuff. So wanted to just call out and say a big thank you to all of the customers that have supported us there. A couple of things that have been coming up a lot. In fact, 2 calls today already this morning about kids' shoes. So we at Shootopia, both here and in Fergus, are no longer carrying kids' shoes. This season is the first season we haven't carried them. We just weren't doing enough volume in kids' shoes to keep it rolling. So whatever we have left in kids' shoes, once we reopen again, are in Fergus in a sales section there. So there'll be some good deals on what's left, but there really isn't a ton of kids' shoes left. And it's just something that we couldn't support well enough to keep it rolling anymore. So of course we'll have lots of ladies and men's and all that kind of stuff. But as far as the kids stuff goes, we had to let that go this year. And that was an unfortunate thing from us. We try to support that in our community and bring people good quality shoes for their kids. But unfortunately, we just weren't doing enough business, so we had to let that go. So if you haven't heard that already, just thought I would let you know there too, because there's been a couple calls just this week regarding some stuff there. A couple of other things of note too. Birthdays, we usually send out a gift certificate or something like that on birthdays. We've held those off right now because you can't apply them to the online store. So what we're doing is we're just saving them until we reopen again, and you'll get your birthday gift certificate once we reopen again. You'll be able to come in and use it in the store. It'll be maybe, if your birthday was in April and we open in June or July, well, you can use it in June or July. Any of the birthday certificates, no problem. There's not going to be any deadlines on them. Or if you have one for March still, don't worry about it. We'll honor it when we reopen again. Another thing too is that we had talked a little bit about dropping the kids stuff. The other thing that we have dropped in our store this year is safety footwear, with the exception of Bluntstone. And Bluntstone over the last 2 or 3 years has been 90% of our safety footwear volume anyway. So, and we're such a huge Bluntstone dealer that we're of course going to carry Bluntstone safety product. But all the other safety lines that we used to carry, we're not. So you can see on our website right now what we have left, and there's some really good deals there if you do need some safety outside of Bluntstone. So that's another little thing too. So yeah, those are just tidying up a few things that I wanted to touch base with everybody. Always want to keep in contact with everybody. Yes, we're closed. Met somebody outside when I was at the store in Fergus this morning, and he said, hey, I need a pair of Keen boots. And I'm like, sure, I'll work with you on that. So any of that kind of stuff, if you have specific questions of things that aren't on the website, not our entire selection is on the website, but a good load of it is, for sure. I'm always happy and willing to work with you there. A couple of other things that I made mention on our email earlier this week is that I'm willing to do some personal shopping for you. So if you need, I've had a lot of questions about what can I wear for walking these days, out walking the dog, out walking the trail, or whatever the case is, and I need to fit my orthotics and different things like that. What I do and what I have been doing is I've been going onto our own website and sending you a little video email essentially, and I navigate you through shootopia.ca, and I'll just say, oh, this New Balance is a good one, or this Fin Comfort is a good one, it'll fit your orthotic, or this might be good, for hiking or running, or whatever the questions are. All the professionalism that you expect when you come into Shootopia, we can do a lot of that online, and I'm happy to do that with you whenever I can. Hi, Jen. Hi, Michelle. Good to see you. I see you've just come on board today here. So nice to see you both too. So what I'm going to do now that I've kind of got all that stuff tidied and out of the way is I'm going to take you for a walk around the store, and as though you were a customer. So I'll flip my camera around, take it off the podium, and then we'll go for a little walk. I'm going to try and flip my camera around. There we go. All right, so there we are. I'm just going to take you in as though we were here in Mount Forest walking through the door. These jewels have really just done so well. I'm going to deliver a pair of jewels in Drayton on my way back home later today, and I've got another pair of jewels to drop off too. But great rubber boots for this time of year. We're really happy with these. They've done really well. I know my wife has a pair and she's enjoying them too. But fun little bumblebees and puppies. This one's puppies. Hey, Denise, I see you online there too. Good to see you as well. So this is our cache area at Shootopia Mount Forest. So just kind of a little different than Fergus as well, if you haven't been here. We have these little podiums coming in. Hey, Jen, my sister just joined us too. That's fun. I love the fact that we can do all this stuff virtually. I mean, for example, my sister lives down in the Ottawa area, and here she is with me right now. So some of these technologies are just fantastic. Earth has some fun little shoes. This has been a good one from Earth for the last couple of years. So almost everything, and we've got it in the navy too. Almost everything that you're seeing here is new product and will be on our web store. Lots and lots from Riker. We've done a couple of shows on Riker. We've done a couple of shows on a lot of the different things. We did a Cybele show earlier this year too. So a lot of those you can either view on, here's my camera stand and how I had set up. Hey, Prentice. Hi, Karen. Love Mount Forest store. Yeah, I miss visiting with everybody too, and with the team. We've got some Clarks and fun little taxis here for summer. I mean, it's feeling a little cooler today. These Skechers, we did one on Skechers last week. So you can, if you want a little bit more detail there. Here's a podium of some Clarks sandals. Lots of fun stuff. Hey, Nancy. Thanks very much. Oh, these are fun new purses. Now, we just kind of got these purses before we closed. They're called Beside You, and a lot of them are on our website already. So, but they're fun. It's sort of a nylon material, really well laid out. They've got, they all come with this fun little whistle, a safety whistle, and they're great. They're locking, they're well organized, so you can pop on the website and take a look at some of those. Lots of different fun styles and some really nice colors. You can see the richness of the colors there. So we've got a sock wall and our findings wall here at Shoetopia, Mount Forest. So we're laid out in this store. It's a little longer, as you can see, if you haven't been here before. So a little longer than the other store, and quite big, actually. So I'll take you down. This is one of the things we haven't really talked a whole lot about. Hi, Haley. Haley's joining us from the Kingston area. We haven't talked a lot this year about our Keen sandals because it really hasn't been great sandal season yet. But of course, we have lots of sandals and Keen sandals, as we always do in men's and women's. Our sock palette here for women's, and we're always known for sort of our Birkenstocks and our Mephistos. And this year we added Viking, and we did a whole video on the Viking too. So we are set and ready for all of this sort of sandal season. And people know Birkenstock. People know our stores for Birkenstock and for Mephisto. Just goes on and on. So all of this stuff you'll be able to find on the web store as well. This one's a new one we hadn't had from Burke. I mean, a lot of those ones you've seen. We've had this front from Burke before, but never in a backstrap. So it just kind of lightens things up for the ladies instead of the heavier backstrap one. This is a fun little clog from Birkenstock. Here's our Mephistos. We did a whole one on Mephistos. Hi, Julie. We did a whole one on Mephistos a while ago too. This one's been one of our best sellers so far this year. This is a nice new color. Sent one of these out yesterday. So Mephisto's got some great stuff. Oh, this was another nice new one too. Sort of a goldy bronze from Mephisto. Back here, a little dressier stuff for the weddings and all that sort of stuff. And then coming through here, we've got a few Skechers. Skechers does well with just these, and we did a whole one on Skechers last Saturday, but these little memory foam ones, sparklies. This is the Viking pack, and Viking's got some great stuff this year too. We've never had Viking in our stores before, so I'm kind of excited, and if you watch the video that we did a couple of weeks back on Viking, I was pretty pumped about all the great Viking stuff. Just sent this one out yesterday too, which is a really nice little pewter kind of color too. So Viking's just a nice brand, a little lighter on the pocketbook than the Birks and the Mephistos. Some fun colors, but still supportive and comfortable. So Viking was a brand that was made, started here in Canada. They're not made in Canada, but they're started here in Canada. Been around about 50 years. So, some great stuff there. Romika, our Finn Comforts, Grunland, Alegria is a new one for our stores this year. We've had it in the past, but we haven't had it for a few years. So we brought them back this year. We've got a couple of their clogs, a couple of their sandals. The Fins always do well. This is Fin Comfort's #1 store. Hey, Laura, you need some new Mephistos? We could see some new. I showed you some over there, but we'll help you out there too, Laura. No problem at all. Some Rikers. There's a couple more of the Alegrias with the backstrap. They've got really supportive footbed, super soft, comfortable. You can remove them if you want to put an orthotic in there too, for those of you who are orthotic wearers. And there's a couple of their their clogs, which are big with the nurses and stuff. They're also anti-slip. Hi, Karen. Yeah, thanks. I like the Alegrias too. That's why we brought them back this year. Like I said, we haven't had them for a few years, but I thought it was time for a revisit. And yeah, we still had lots of winter stuff kicking around here when the stores closed, so we'll have to get back to clean that up, but we will. So I'm going to kind of bypass a lot of the winter now that we had sticking out here. But Riker, it goes on and on. We were ready to roll when things closed down here. The Under Armour sandals have just done really, really well for us in the last couple of years for the ladies and the men. We've got a couple fit flops here too. We were going to have a whole bunch of fit flops this year, but based on the closure right now, I'm not so sure that we're going to have a ton of them as things reopen. Look at all the Rikers. Rikers just continues, and Ramonte continues to be one of our best brands. And just some really nice stuff. We have loads and loads of all this little slip-on. The Go Walk stuff from Skechers continues to perform for us. Look at the amount of things we have here in Mount Forest. So for those of you that haven't been to this store, you have to come once we reopen and take a little walk around this store. We'll go into the back room. This is only half of the store that you're seeing right now. So lots and lots more to go. Ramonte, Riker, a couple of these little echoes. Now, there was kind of an echo from the past, maybe 5-6 years ago, that was something similar to that was just traditionally one of our best-selling shoes. So they're back again this year. A couple of fun ones there from Riker that we've highlighted in a few other of our broadcasts here. And then, of course, we have our core shoes, the ones that stick around year-round. This one here is great shoe from Grunland, bunions and all that kind of good stuff that just super soft and comfortable. This shoe, I think probably everybody watching has seen this shoe on somebody out there. This shoe from Clark's has lived for years and years and years. It's called the Clark's on Loop, and it continues to perform. It's super soft, super comfortable, just a great everyday shoe. And, at Shoetopia, sometimes we look at shoes and we're like, goodness me, when is this shoe ever going to go away? But the reality of it is it's still a great shoe, and people really like it and want to wear it. So that kind of gives you the front room tour of Shoetopia Mount Forest. We'll move into the back now. Like I said, I wish I could do this with you live, but unfortunately, that's just the way it is these days. So just like in Fergus, we have a substantial Bluntstone area. So Bluntstone's just a killer brand for us, and we continue to it continues to be online for us too. A lot of people still wanting their Bluntstones here this spring, so we're dropping them off and getting them to everybody who needs them. As far as the new ones for spring, these ones were new for spring. They're $189, so a little lighter on the pocketbook, but they're also lighter. So it's got a new outsole on it, which is super. It's like a air blown sole. Hey Cyril, nice to see you. Hi, Kim. But it's suede, and this one's the more of the core color, the rustic brown. So those are available on the website too. But this is our little Bluntstone back corner here that, like I said, oh, and the shoe, the Bluntstone boot jacks are an ever popular thing. So if you are grabbing a pair of Blundstone, you might want to grab a boot jack as well. Makes life a little bit easier to get them off. This is our sail wing over here at Shootopia. So a lot of times, people come into the Mount Forest store and they just dive straight to the back because there's always some really good deals back here in the corner. So you can see a lot of the stuff that we have back here is just sort of odds and sods of what we would have. Hey, Julie, I'm glad you love those. So we have oodles typically of sale merchandise and everything in the back corner here at Mount Forest. So that's a reason in itself for coming up and seeing us once we reopen. So we've got all of these aisles back here kind of laid out with sale merchandise in this little area. And again, we were talking about the Under Armour. Well, here's sort of the guy side of things, and the Under Armour flats and sandals that do so well for us, slippers for the guys. We've been selling a lot of glare-ups lately too. A lot of slippers right now because a lot of people are spending their time at home, right? Our dress section for the guys, the slip-ons continue to be what most of the guys are looking for dress wear. Couple of Keens. Mount Forest always carries lots of Keen product. With our New Balance stuff, we'll carry, in the men's side of things, usually 2E width, 4E width, and even some 6E width. So this particular shoe here, we carry right up to a 6E width. So if you didn't know we had lots of widths here, it's something that we have. And you can see the widths on some of the stuff on our web store as well. There's some Sauconys, New Balance. Under Armour has been a big on the guys' side for the running shoes. And then On, of course, continues. In fact, I've got to bring one of these down to a gentleman that ordered a pair of size 13 earlier today. So I'm going to get him his shoe this afternoon down in Guelph, or close to Guelph, in between Fergus and Guelph. So lots and lots of stuff. The men's slip-ons from Skechers continue to perform. We actually had somebody looking for one of these yesterday in a blue, which I don't have any longer. I've just got this color, but I suggested maybe that would be a good slip-on, and it's to flip it out to. Skechers, we did that whole show on Skechers last week, so you can go back and watch those in a little more detail, but continue to perform with comfort, memory foam, all of that sort of stuff. And really, people just love their Skechers. And so that's one of the key brands here as well in Mount Forest. So what I want to do really is just kind of, I hope you've been able to, for those of you that haven't had the opportunity to come to this location, I just wanted to take you in for a sneak peek, walk around the aisles a little bit, and introduce you to Shootopia Mount Forest, so that maybe one day you'll take the little drive up here and meet, hopefully, all of our team when we're back in the store again. Anyway, I want to say stay healthy, and I hope you've enjoyed this little tour of Shootopia Mount Forest. I'm looking forward to coming back to you again, looking forward to talking to everybody personally. And if there's anything I can do for you in the meantime, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Peter at Shootopia. You can reach out to me here on Facebook, or reach out to me by phone, 519-787-1834, and we'll see you soon. Oh, you wanted to see the Redbacks, Kathy? I can take you down before we take off, and I'll show you some Redbacks. So I'm actually wearing my Redbacks today, and for those of you who don't know what Redbacks are a similar looking boot to a Blundstone, and they're actually made in Australia. So here we go. We've got some Redbacks, and they're made in Australia. I really like the sole on them. I mean, I'm a big Blundstone wearer, but I've been wearing these a lot, and I really like the sole unit on the Redbacks. So they're soft. They're a little softer, a little more cushioned. Made in Australia. We have them in the men's and women's sizes. So essentially, it's a unisex sizing. So with the Australian sizing, if you're looking at these on the website, Kathy, or anybody else for that reason, the Australian sizing is different than US. So if you ordered a 4, let's say, in Australian sizing, that would be a 5 in men's sizing or a 7 in ladies sizing. So ladies, it's 3 sizes different. Men's, it's one size different. So just to kind of give you a little heads up there, because Australian sizing is a little bit different. But those are the 2 that we're stocking right now. We're still waiting on their safety. They do have a safety one that's going to be coming. It's still backlogged, but those are the 2 that we're currently have in stock. And I actually have this one back at my store right now. I picked it up from Derek at Freybert's yesterday, and he said, "Can you just put it on the stretcher?" And I said, "Sure, I can put it on the stretcher." So that's one of the things that we do at Shoetopia too. If there's any times you need a little area in your shoe, you know, a bunion pulled out a little bit, or a shoe stretched, or to make it easy, that kind of thing, that sort of stuff, we're always happy to do at Shoetopia. So Derek's working hard for us over at Freybert's, keeping things open and keeping everybody fed during this time. So I said, when I was there the other day picking up some stuff, I said, you know what, I absolutely can help you out there. So I'm going to pick those up when I head back to Fergus later on today and get them over to him so that he's comfortable and feels good at Freybert's while he's there helping all the rest of us get us what we need, which at this time is good quality food. So anyway, thanks very much again. I'll say goodbye. I wish everybody health and happiness, and we'll talk again soon on Shoetopia Live. Bye for now.